How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk through something I have recently signed up to. I've been thinking about signing up to what I'm about to introduce you to for a little while, and the reason being is because I'm very busy with work. I've got lots of social obligations and things that I really enjoy doing outside of work, and living and working here as a teacher in the UAE, it can be quite busy. And I wanted to invest in something that was going to be good for me, that was going to save me time and help me physically improve my physique and make me feel healthier. And that is a food prep company. Now, before I introduce the meal prep company that I've gone with, I want to talk a little bit through my rationale and why I haven't done this earlier. Signing up to a meal prep company has been something I've been considering. The main reason I've finally gone for it is because one, there was an offer on, so financially it made a bit more sense. But also I found that me wanting to maintain a healthy lifestyle, a healthy diet, being able to go to the gym, play golf, do all the things I enjoy doing, and also preparing food and making sure I've prepared enough, I just felt like I was kind of being drawn in lots of different directions. I will be honest, although I have always had a very healthy sort of diet, portion sizes, understanding how much meat, veg, carbohydrates, things like that to consume, it's always been a bit of a guessing game for me, and I don't feel like I've ever quite got it right. So let me introduce you to the company. The company I've gone for, which is a company based out here in the UAE, is FITT Meals. Now, I'm sure if you're in the UAE, you've heard of FITT Meals. There are other alternatives as well. And I've been using this company for the last 2.5 weeks. I signed up to a month's package, a 4-week package, and I get my breakfast, I get my lunch, and I get my dinner. There are lots of different packages that you can choose through FITT Meals, and I know it's the same with the competitors of FITT Meals. I've gone for sort of a lower calorie option, thinking about slimming down a bit, losing a bit of body fat, ready for the summer. So essentially, the way that FITT Meals works is on your phone, you get the FITT Meals app, and you download it, and basically you sign up to one of about, I want to say there's about 5 plans, and the plans vary. So you've got low calorie, you've got lean, you've got muscle gain, there's a variety of different courses, essentially, programs that you can sign up for. And within each program, you get to essentially choose whether you have any dietary requirements. So you can pick whether or not you eat meat, whether you're like pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan. And for each day, you get the choice of lunch, breakfast, dinner, and then if you want to, I haven't, but you can then get yourself snacks and various other things as well. Obviously, each package, each program comes at a different price point, and the meals that you opt for, again, the more meals you've got, the more expensive your monthly plan will cost. And then essentially what FITT Meals does is every 2 days, they will deliver 2 days worth of food, which I've actually found has been really useful because it means that I know I've got my 2 days worth of food in the fridge. And then when you get to the second day, the delivery man comes, he drops you a new bag, and you get to send your old one back. So I find the usability, the friendliness of it, and the fact that you get multiple days at once, and it's all fresh food, nothing's frozen, I find that it's really, really useful. So this is the FITT Meals pack that you get. They're all the same. You get one that's ever so slightly smaller. You get that on a Friday because it stops at the end of the week. But this is enough for 2 days worth. And inside, if I unzip it, it comes, and this is fresh. I've just picked this up from the door. It comes with your ice packs. This is solid. And your meal. So there's multiple ice packs in here to keep your food nice and refrigerated. And then you have your various meals for the week. So if I go through my next 2 days worth, so it is currently Tuesday, and I've got one more meal in the fridge that I am going to eat a bit later today. So this is for Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Thursday, I will get my delivery for Friday. So I've got a few different things, and it does tell you on the packs exactly what you've got. So I have got, for breakfast tomorrow, I have got chorizo egg casserole. I have then got fish and chips, and I've got tzatziki chicken gyro. So I've got that, or gyro, however you pronounce it. Then for Thursday, I've got Oreo oats. I've got a beef ragu pasta, and I've got an Asian beef stir fry. I believe to go with my my chicken gyro. I've also got a pita bread in there as well. And that's it. And that's all that comes in. So you get your 6 meals in nice containers, cardboard containers, and everything is there. Now for my breakfast, again, I've gone for the low calorie option. This has got 309 calories in it. It has 14 grams of protein, 43 carbs, and 9 fats. It gives me suggestions on how I should heat it, whether you should or shouldn't. And so that is my breakfast sorted. For lunch, and you can swap the lunch and the dinner around, I think they're fairly similar. For lunch, I've got the beef ragu pasta, 454 calories this time, 39 protein, 43 carbs, 14 fat. And then for my dinner, which is the stir fry, I've got 459 calories, 43 protein, 47 carbs, and 11 fat. Now, I have found that these are absolutely delicious. Now, when I think about meal prep and when I think about sorting myself out for food, oftentimes the amount of pots, pans, and things that I need to prepare, even if I were to come somewhere even slightly close to having something as tasty as these, it's just a bit of a headache. Now, maybe that's laziness. I think it's just because I've become very busy over the last few years. But being able to have the variety of food, it tasting great, and me knowing exactly what I'm putting in my body in terms of like my, calories and things like that, has really taken the guesswork out of my nutrition. I have felt amazing. And over the last few weeks, like in terms of my workouts, in terms of how I felt and how I look, massive improvements already. Now, I do supplement my diet, so I'm not just eating these 3. I also have tea and coffee. I also have protein snacks like a protein bar and protein shakes to supplement it, just because this is very low calorie for me. And if I were to sign up again, I may well go for the muscle build or the lean option, which is slightly more calories. But on the app, which I will show you shortly, it goes through all of the meal plans and the amount of calories you can expect per meal. And again, in the app, if you decide, do you know what, I wasn't really a fan of the oats, for instance, and you wanted to change it, you can go in the app and you can make changes as time goes on. So if I know, for instance, that I really enjoy the stir fry, I could always look on the app, see if the stir fry is available for next week, and I can add it on again. Right, I'm going to go and put my meals in the fridge, ready for tomorrow. This is the other thing that I find really, really useful is I have my 3 meals. I stick them on the shelf in the fridge. And I know that when tomorrow comes around, I don't need to worry about food. It's already there for me. So let's open the FITT Meals application. When you come into this home screen, you get to see your meals for the day, and you can flick along and see what you're eating. For each day, you get to look at the meal, you get to look at the calories, you get to look at the different options, and you can also rate each meal as well. If you go into your calendar, you can see how many more days are left on your plan. You can go down, you can adjust your delivery timings, you can pause here as well. If you move along and you decide, you know what, one day I don't fancy the oats anymore, I want something savory, or you just want to change your meal, you can go ahead and do so. You can see where the green button is. If it's green, it means it can be changed. If it's grey, it means that it's already being prepared, ready for your delivery. And you can choose any single meal to change, and you can change it in advance as well if you wish. That is also an option. Now, there are a variety of different plans, as I said, and you can see those plans on screen now. You can select each one, you can look at the calories in it, so it really is an option for you. I said at the start of this video that I was going to go through some of the pros and cons from my experience over the last couple of weeks of eating with the FITT meals. So I would say there are more pros than there are cons. Pros, the app. It is super easy to use. You have all of the images of the meals. You have your delivery options. The great thing about this is you can pause it. So next week, we've got some guests coming over. We've got some travel because it's coming up to the spring break. And therefore, there's a high chance that we're going to be eating out, we're going to be traveling, and therefore, I don't need meals to be delivered to my door. I can pause it until I've finished with the spring break, I come back home, and I then want to renew or continue my subscription. That's a fantastic part of the company, is that you can pause your meals whenever you want, which is great. Another element is you can see all of the meals, the proteins, the calories, etc., all that's inside your meals. You can see those in the app. So, and you can change them whenever you need to. like I say, within reason, you have to leave a couple of days notice, but you can change them. So if, like I say, you wasn't a particular fan of a certain meal or you wanted to try something new, you have that option. And talking about options, there is so much available. I think for each day, there is about 10 different meal options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, for breakfast, there tends to be a few less, but there's usually always a savory and a sweet option available. Obviously, it depends on what your goals are. So, for instance, this morning, I had a banana and chocolate blondie, which is basically like a little square cake. It was really tasty, didn't have much protein in it. So, from my perspective, whilst I really enjoyed it, perhaps in the future, I would go for a healthy breakfast option such as eggs, for instance, because they have those as well. But in terms of my ability to mix up my meals and have a bit of a diverse diet, I can definitely get that, and I can get lots of different cuisines, which is great. Another pro for me is the quality of the delivery service. So far, the delivery has been spot on. I just got a delivery now, and it's about 5 p.m. So I'm in the apartment. I can then stick it in the fridge for the next day. Plus, the meals are all fresh, and they always come with these ice packs. So everything is fresh. It is in great condition. And yeah, the delivery so far and the delivery system has been wonderful. Plus, I really like that you get 2 days delivery in advance because it just means that you know for sure that you've got 2 meals worth or 2 days worth of meals, sorry. So I think that's fantastic. An obvious pro for me is time saving, not needing to cook. And actually, it's not just the cooking, is it? Because it's also the dishes that you have to do afterwards. I was having to do dishes once, sometimes even twice a day because of the amount of, cooking that myself and Daisy would do. Whereas the majority of our food now comes in containers. So apart from washing up the odd plate, bowls, spoons, mugs, glasses, it's cut us down on so much time in the kitchen preparing food. Now, look, I love to cook. I like cooking with Daisy. I like preparing fresh meals myself. But that's where you can pause on the app. So if I know, this weekend I want to cook us a meal, or tomorrow I don't want to eat one of my meals, I want to cook, that is an option. They have a good use by date on them, so they can go in the fridge. So even though that perhaps I'm meant to eat one of those tomorrow, I can always save it for the day after. So that's also really useful. Another thing, as I've mentioned throughout this video, for me, I am really keen on being fit, eating well, feeling healthy, and making sure that what I'm eating is good for my body. And I can tell you that having been really strict on just eating these meals, which isn't difficult because they're delicious, I have noticed a massive improvement in my energy levels, in how I feel. The only con that I can see with this is the money. Now, I'm going to sort of caveat this in a little way. So they're not cheap, or at least they don't seem to be cheap. The plan that I've bought into works out at about 100 to 120 dirham per day. That's about £20 a day. So it is a bit more expensive than you could probably spend if you were to buy your own groceries and cook your own food. The caveat is, the way that I look at it is I'm getting fresh meals cooked every single day. It's delivered to my door. It's convenient. I'm saving time because I'm not cooking. I'm not doing the dishes. And it's almost like having a PT, because when I've communicated with PTs in the past, a big part of what they do is they offer you a meal plan. Now, obviously, you need to cook that yourself, but you're paying for their expertise in giving you the meals that you should eat and having that diet on a PDF or whatever for you to then cook from. So ordering meals through FITT or through the other companies that are available, you're essentially getting a PT, you're getting all your meals cooked for you. So it's like almost having a private chef. Everything is healthy, everything tastes delicious, it saves you time. So yes, it comes at a slightly more premium price than if you were to resource the ingredients and you were to prepare it yourself. But I do genuinely think that price counteracts the time that you're saving and the fact that you've got to measure out and sort your own food out for you. Now, obviously, if you're watching this video and fitness isn't as big of a deal for you and you really don't care what you eat, then perhaps a meal prep company isn't the best thing for you to go for, and it might just save you time. But I guess it depends how valuable your time is. Will I renew? Most probably yes. I think it's fantastic. I'm not getting anything from FITT, by the way. I will put a link down below so that you can check the website out for yourself. But I'm not getting paid to say any of this stuff. I genuinely wanted to come on here because I think it's a great company. I think that it's made a massive difference to me already, and I've only been doing it for a couple of weeks. And I reckon that if you're a teacher or if you work out here in the UAE, you're struck for time, you want to eat good food, you want to eat food that's going to be good for your body, and you've got fitness goals, I reckon you should give them a go. Right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.